Hello, and thank you for joining in this class as we review another sheet in our review of the full architectural set on the Plan Reading Basics class. In this snippet, we're going to review the floor finish plan and all of the interior and exterior elevations and how the finish plan flows right into the interior and exterior elevation sheets, and how we look at it, and what the symbols are and how we associate the symbols. So now what we are looking at is the floor finish plan. So it basically tells us all of the finishes on the floor. Okay, and so of course we're going to have finish tags everywhere that show us T-1 pointed here, tells us that's the type of tile that we have on the floor there. T2, even though it's the same, design, it's a different type of tile. Okay, and then we're always going to have a finish schedule, right? So the schedule is just a list of all of the finishes that are within the full project, whether it's tile, paint, wall graphics, as you can see, tile base, even the grout. Of course, they're going to give you everything in great detail for all the finishes for everything that's within the set. And so we're going to know that T1, T2, T3, the type of tile. Here's T3. It goes on the restroom wall. It's the type of tile. It's the size of it, manufacturer, color, and all that good stuff. So on our floor finish plan, it's going to tell us all of the finishes that are on the floor. So what we just need to do is use an area tool to measure the area of each of the different floor tile types. And then we'll have how many square feet of tile we have to place. Now, in this particular set, we have the interior elevation markers. And so what the interior elevation markers do is they point you in the direction of the interior wall, or we can have exterior elevation markers, which would be outside the building. It points you to a wall, and if you go to, same concept applies, image number 7 on page A120 is going to show you all the finishes that are on this wall. Same thing with this one, it's pointed in this direction. And so if you go to image 9 over A120, it's going to show you all of the finishes on this wall, and so on and so on, all throughout the project. So from a floor finish plan, we have the interior elevation markers that are located within on the floor plan. And so it points us to the image or the picture in the sheet number where we can find the finishes that go, or the items that are placed along each of the walls. So we'll just take a couple of looks. All right, so interior elevation sheets show you the view of the wall as if you are inside now. You're standing inside of the restaurant, and this is what that wall, that image 7 on page A, what is this? Image 7 on page A, we'll get down there in a minute, page A120, and we would have been pointed here from the floor finish plan. And so if we look on this wall, this is for all the finishes. So it shows us what is on the wall. So if we're the painter now, we know that we can, even though it shows a television there, we know that we're not painting the TV, right? So we know that this wall is P2. We go back to our finish schedule. We know the type and color of paint P2 is. And then our only job really here is to be able to accurately measure how many square feet of wall, excluding the window, that I'm going to be painting. And if I'm doing the tile base, or WS1, which is some kind of wall covering, I can use the interior elevation views in order to make all my measurements. Chair rail, I know how many linear feet by using the interior elevation views. And you'll have one of these per wall, of course. So you can get all the detail you need, take all the measurements you need to accurately determine how many linear feet, square feet, or whatever of the finish. So that's just one. And here, just a couple of other ones. No, so a really good set of construction documents is going to give you a lot of interior elevation views. It's going to show you lighting contactors. So this is the kitchen elevation, and it looks like this is where the electrical panels are going to be. So it's going to kind of show you a visual of what, once they're installed, what it's going to look like. And all the equipment, and of course everything is marked its name. So K42 is this, whatever that is. So I know that that goes there, and N40 goes here, and N10 goes there. Okay, so that's what the interior elevations show you, all of the lifelike view as if you're standing in the restaurant. And let's see, we have just some more interior elevation views. Let's see if we have some exterior elevation views. We thought we marked it, but maybe we did not. Okay. Okay, here's the exterior elevation view. So it's the outside of the building. So now if I'm the tile person, or if I'm installing the windows, or I'm installing the lighting, I'm going to be able to use this to tell the distance between the lights I have to install, or all of the ornamental items that are here, or if I have to caulk the windows. And here we have a section view, so we go to 8/A600 to determine what they're telling us to do. And it's probably telling us, how do we caulk between the tile and the window, something like that. So all of the exterior elevation views, and you would get those. Of course, you'd only have four of those because a building only has four sides, unless it's like a hotel and then one of the sides extends or something like that. But so that's how we go from the finished plan to the interior elevation views and the exterior elevation views. And those views are totally intended for all of the finished trades. So the painter knows how many square feet. They can accurately use those sets of sheets to accurately measure how many square feet of wall they're going to paint, or how many linear feet of chair rail is necessary, or any of the finished trades. That helps them greatly in order to accurately measure, and they don't have to guess. They can go around windows and doors and get a very accurate takeoff or measurement. So if you have any questions in regards to this or any of the other classes, please go to our website, www.sfjohnsonconsulting.com, and complete our online form at lower right, so we can do some one-on-one online office hours for anything you still need any assistance in. But other than that, thank you again, and we will definitely see you at the next class. I think we will, if we can find the mouse. It never ends right. All right. See you later, alligator.